Greetings, Class 1. It's Mrs. Hale here. I want to introduce you to a new type of poem called shape poems or concrete poems, and I'm over at the Epic website, as you can see, and I'd like to introduce you to shape poems by reading you a really great book called Ode to a Commode, Concrete Poems. Okay, what is a concrete poem? When you think of poems, you probably think of words and straight lines, but some poems actually look like animals or objects. The verses can be curvy, jagged, or even round. These kinds of poems are called concrete poems. A concrete poem takes on the shape of whatever it is about. The topic of the poem is always an object instead of a feeling or an idea. The letters, words, or symbols are arranged on the page to form a picture of that object. So, a poem about a flight of stairs is actually shaped like a flight of stairs. In this fun, visual type of poetry, the words and their shape work together to create the poem. And look at the poem on the right-hand page right here. Even if you just glance at it for a few seconds, you can see that it looks like a pair of scissors. Now we're going to read these words. Scissors snip and nip and cut and always come in pairs. Great for cutting paper up and trimming my sister's doll's hairs. Making concrete poems is easier than you might think. Pick something that has an interesting shape. Write the poem about it first. You want to write your words first, and then shape the words, the lines of the poem to look like what you choose. You can make the shape by hand, or I think it's best to do it by hand. Not a big rhymer, not a problem. Concrete poems do not have to rhyme. Just write some great, juicy, describing words. Use those adjectives we've talked about. All right? Here's a list of some ideas that you could use to do on your own. A basketball, a cat, clouds, flag, a flute, some sort of instrument, a ladder, a lighthouse, a kite, monkey bars, an ocean wave, a popsicle, a sailboat, a skyscraper, a star, tire swing, trumpet, umbrella, vase, wrecking ball. Pick an object that has some meaning to you. Look at this one. What do you think this is about? Flush goes the sound of the toilet. The water with everything in it vanishes in a swirl and a whoosh, and the bowl fills back up in a minute. All right. No wonder he's so quiet. Now I can see every leaf on the tree, each blade of grass, blue jay or ant. I also found out what I thought was really potted was my friend, a tall plant. So those were about some glasses. The last piece of Halloween candy. This looks like it's about a football. What do we think this is? It looks like a pretzel. Sometimes you're soft and you're chewy and warm, and sometimes you're hard and you crunch. You have an unusual, interesting form, and you're always delicious with lunch. Ooh, look at this. This looks like a little bee buzzing around. And this is a clock. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. School bell rings at 10 o'clock, yay. Looks like this is a balloon, orange or blue and full of helium floating up to reach the ceiling. This looks like somebody's mustache, and here is a stop sign. Girls, you could always go back to Epic and read this book a lot slower for yourself. Oh, and this looks like it's a big thing of a fork. I love it. Oh, and here's a snowman. And here's a Christmas tree. And here's a big, beautiful fish. I love that. That's so neat. Whatever you reach for when you aim to do it, one step at a time is the surest way to it. Focus and practice and learn and rehearse. The step that is hardest to take is the first. So here's some steps, the plan. Ooh, here's one of a snake, a boa constrictor. I choose you. Oh, this is a sprinkler. And it's like the water is floating out, but those are the words. Ooh, my brother's shoe. It looks like it's a stinky shoe. Cool, sweet, but enough about me. That looks like a yummy ice cream cone. That would be a fun one to do. Fireworks. I love how it's a lot of different pictures, but we know there are a whole bunch of fireworks. Oh, and there's the sun setting. And here's a beautiful tree. And that's the end of that book. Now, girls, I'm going to share another video I made that has me creating a shape poem for you. So we'll get to that in just a moment. Greetings, Class 1 English girls. So today I'd like to introduce you to a new type of poetry called shape poetry. So we all are getting better at writing poems, but it can be hard to write a poem. When you look down at that blank piece of paper, it can be hard to be getting inspired. One fun and creative way to push past that writer's block is to write a shape poem. A shape poem is a poem that takes on the shape of the thing you're writing about. So if you wanted to write a poem about an apple, you could write it in the inside of the outline of an apple, or you could write a short poem and make the words the outline of the apple. It's a simple way to spark your creativity. Just pick an object, any object, and write about it. Then take those words and form them into your shape. And remember, doesn't have to rhyme. So my first step is to think about the object I want to write about. Now, you could take a walk around your home and see any objects that might spark your interest, or look outside your window. Maybe you want to write about a book, a house, your hand even, a dress that you love, the sun, an apple, a cake, a cupcake, an ice cream cone, a popsicle stick, a shape that you love. And I would first want to write my words down first. So I'm going to do the sun. And let me go like this because I have a lot to write about. So I'm going to just title it Sun. And I'm going to think of words and things that describe the sun. It's definitely hot, sticky. I might think of sunshine, rays. Or I think I'm going to add golden rays to that. And all the colors, I think of yellow and orange. Remember, I'm not rhyming. I'm just thinking anything that I could use to describe the sun. I think of it as it's burning hot. It's always in the sky. I think of the sun with the summertime, especially as our spring is coming to, hopefully just warming up. And the sun always warms me up. I don't know, I could go on and on. Let's see, it melts things. Definitely melts things. All right, so I've got my list of words. Then on a second piece of paper, I'm going to put my words off to the side for a moment. On a second piece of paper, I want to draw a very light, use my pencil, very light outline of a sun. I'm going to do the center first. And then I've got my rays. I'm going to do a couple of rays. Very lightly, because we're probably going to try to erase these after we get our words inside of our poem. So now remember, we want the words to become the shape of the sun. So I'm going to try to swivel it around, and maybe I'll write sun on the inside here. Sun. I'm going to go around. Hot. Sticky. It's okay if your paper, it's kind of fun if it goes upside down, because the sun is always sort of round like that. Sunshine. And I'm going to say burning. And it's okay if your words change from the original list. All right. Maybe I could put sunny in the middle here. Sunny. Shiny. Golden. And then I want to try to use some different words and describing in the middle. All right, we're going to say burning hot as one of our rays. I'm going to say golden. golden rays. And then I'm going to say, oh yes, always in the sky. And I might go past my pencil mark. That's just fine. Always in the sky. Look how I keep flipping it around. And I'm going to write summertime here. Oh, it melts things. I just thought of something. It makes flowers grow. Oh, flower would be a great shape poem you could do. Makes flowers. Oop, my ray's going off the page here. All right, so then I can go back with my eraser. Try to gently erase a little bit of the pencil. It's okay if you don't have to do that. But then I can see that my words have actually become the shape of the poem, the thing that we were writing about. And that's one example of how to create a shape poem. And if I could hold it up, you could hopefully see that it kind of looks like a sun. Girls, this is just for fun. You don't need to worry about so much of it, but here are my steps. I would suggest you walk around, pick an object or a subject, something that's interesting to you. I would definitely try to write some words down first, some good describing words, and then with your pencil you want to lightly outline the shape of the object, okay? And then I would use a pencil to start writing your words in it. I use the dark black just so you could see it on the camera, but I would always do my poems in pencil. And once you think you like it, then maybe you could go back over it with colored pencils, okay? And that's how to create a shape poem.